welcome back to day 27 of my love series. Can't believe we're almost done. So we're gonna start out in a little bit different of a seated position today. Let me let you finish, Zoe. So I have a rolled up towel here. And the reason I have that is we're gonna start out with our legs stacked, one on top of the other. So not crisscross applesauce. We're bringing that right leg right over the left. So my right foot is over my left knee, and my right knee is over my left foot. Does that make sense? Now, I brought a roll-up towel because sometimes our hips aren't, so open like mine. I have tight hips. So that will fill in any space, and it's actually really comfortable. Is this the Zoe show or what? It's actually really comfortable to have that towel in between to kind of let that leg rest on. It feels really good. So I'm gonna leave my towel there today. I think it feels really nice. You do you. If you want to pause the video and go grab a towel, go for it. Otherwise, let's start sitting up nice and tall, shoulders down, away from your ears, nice long spine. You know the drill. We're going to take a few breaths. Close those eyes. Let's become present on our mat. Take a deep breath in. Completely exhale. Deep breath in. Completely exhale. One more deep breath in. Completely exhale. We're going to walk our hands right out in front of us, but we're not rounding our back. We're keeping a nice long spine, so keep your chest open. Feeling those hips open up. You're gonna feel it more on your right side than your left, but don't worry, we're gonna switch to do the other side. Take a breath. One more breath. And let's walk it up. Bring your hands to your heart. We're gonna slowly begin twisting over to the left. So I wanna bring my right elbow on the inside of that right foot and slowly twist my upper body so that eventually my hands come to my heart center. Looking up over that left elbow, I'm used to saying shoulder, and take a breath. Both sits bones should be on the mat. Take one more breath. This is also a great pose for digestion, constipation, metabolism. It's cleaning out your organs right now. So definitely drink some water after this practice is done. Let's go ahead and switch the legs. So let's place the right leg on the mat, and we're gonna bring our left right on top. Now, there might be a little open space there. I prefer to fill that space in. It just feels better. It feels comfortable. Like I feel like I could sit here and watch TV in this position for an hour. Instead of having that knee suspended, I just think it's much more comfortable. Anyways, let's begin and walk our hands out. Again, keeping that nice long spine, chest is open. Take a deep breath. Feeling it in that left hip now more than the right. One more breath. And walk it back up. Hands to heart. We're going to slowly twist, bringing that left elbow on the inside of that left foot. Slowly twisting our upper body. Looking up over that right elbow. Take a breath. One more breath. let's slowly come out of this position. If you have very tight hips, this is a good position just to sit in, like I said, and just watch TV, just to open up those hips in a nice, gentle way. Let's bring our feet to the mat. Knees are bent, so our feet aren't close in, they're kind of further out, hip width apart. Let's just do a couple seated cat-cows. So we're gonna open our chest, slightly lifting our chin, breathing in, and then we're gonna exhale, round, chin to chest. Again, coming forward, opening that chest, breathing in, and rounding through, exhaling, chin to chest. One more time. Coming back to neutral spine. I'm gonna bring my hands behind me. I'm gonna flip them around so my fingers are facing the back of my mat. And then I'm gonna just walk my hands out a little further, just opening my chest, not too far because we don't wanna hurt ourselves, but this is just a nice little arm stretch. Take a breath. One more. And slowly walk it back up. Hands come to just the sides of your glutes. You can maybe bring them a little bit behind if that feels better for you. Feet can come a little closer in. We're going to stretch that right leg up, flexing the foot. And we're going to bring it out to the side, but we're not going to let it touch the ground. We're going to keep it suspended, and we're going to bring it back in and lower it down. Lifting the left leg, flexing that foot, breathing in. Exhale, bring it over to the left, and bring it back in, lower it down. Right side, breathing in. Exhale, bring it in. Left, exhale, bring it in. So again, we breathe in, foot is lifted, exhale out to the side, bring it back in and down. One more on the left, inhaling, exhaling out to the side, and bringing it back in. Let's slowly roll onto your back, one vertebrae at a time. Feet come up, face the sky, flex those feet. Let's do a little bit of a wrist warm up and ankle warm up. So we're gonna point and flex, point and flex. Point, their hands are mirroring what the feet are doing. So we're flexing and pointing, flexing and pointing. One more time. And ankle and wrist circles and reverse. Bring those feet together, turned out like you're a ballerina. And then bring your toes to touch and your heels. And your toes and your heels. Just warming up the joints, warming up those hips, knees, ankles. Perfect. Bringing your hands slightly under your glutes to keep them nice and in place. We're going to breathe in. Exhale, open up those legs. Let them fall open. You can have a slight bend in your knees if you'd like. And bring them into close. Breathing in, exhale to open, bring them back up. Breathing in, exhale, bring them in. One more time, breathe in, exhale, bring them in. Opening the right, bringing it back in, opening the left, bringing it back in, breathing in, right side, exhale. Breathing in, left side. One more time on both sides. Make sure you're not holding your breath. And hug those knees in. Hands can come down. We're going going to do some hip circles. So start drawing circles with your knees, keeping your toes together. Big circles, right? And now reverse your circles. Perfect. Let's come on to our sides. So you want to be straight down. You can keep your elbow under your shoulder, and you can use your left hand. So I'm on my right arm. My left hand I can use as kind of a kickstand. I'm going to lift my left leg, just I'd say about a foot off of the right, and then I'm just going to make little circles. Keeping the rest of my body as still as I can, just little baby circles. Now reverse your circles. And bring it down. Let's take it to the other side. Come onto your belly. And we're going to turn onto our left side this time. Left arm is on the mat, forearms on the mat, elbows under the shoulder. Right hand is a kickstand in front. Lifting that right leg about a foot off of the left, making baby circles. Keeping the rest of your body as still as you can. Now reverse. Perfect. Let's everybody come back to a seated position. Crisscross applesauce, and from here we're going to walk our hands forward. As we do that, we're going to slowly begin to come forward, right into our tabletop. Right leg comes out. Bring it over that left leg. And slowly turn and look at those toes. Keeping the arms and shoulders square to the mat. Being aware of our core. Take a few breaths. And come out of it. And let's take it to the other side. Left leg comes out. Bring it over that right leg. Turn and look at those toes. Keeping those arms squared so we're not like shifting the shoulders or anything. Take a few breaths. And bring it back in. From here, we're slowly going to begin to walk our hands over to the right side of our mat. And then I'm going to turn my left leg. As I do that, I'm going to bring my right leg out. Coming into gate pose. Before I come into gate pose and bring my arms up, I'm going to slowly walk my hands forward. Maybe you bring forehead to mat. And you can, scooch back so you're not like perfectly upright. You can bring your chest towards the mat and head, forehead to the mat. Breathing. Feeling a nice upper back stretch, really opening up those shoulders and arms. The upper back is one of the tightest places in most people. Go ahead and lift your head and slowly begin to walk your hands back. Being aware of our core. If this bothers your knee, you can fold your mat over and bring your knee onto the doubled up part of your mat. Or you can use that rolled up towel, fold it, and use it as padding for your knee. That foot can face front or out, depending on what's more comfortable for you. Arms come out. Again, being aware of our core. We're going to take a deep breath in and tip, exhaling over to the left, bringing those fingertips to the mat. And as we slowly lift that right leg, maybe come down to our hand. Go ahead and tap the floor with that toe and lift using that quad. Tap the floor and lift. One more time, tap and lift. And let's come back up. Stretching it over to the right side. Left arm comes over left ear, keeping that chest open. Take a breath. Let's stretch it over to the left. Take a breath. Over to the right. Take a breath. And then again, over to the left. Take a breath. Coming back up through center. I'm going to bring my hands back down. And as I walk my hands back around, that is when I bring my knees back to tabletop. If you had your mat folded over, go ahead and fold it back. Coming back to your tabletop. We're going to slowly walk our hands over to the left. As I do that, I'm going to turn my right leg out, and I'm going to bring my left leg straight out. Again, you can fold over that mat if it bothers your knee. That gives it some padding. Feels much better. Standing up nice and tall. We're going to slowly begin to walk those hands out. And you don't have to bring your forehead to the mat. If that feels like too much, just keep a nice long spine. Take a few breaths. And let's slowly walk it back up. Coming into gate pose. Deep breath in. Exhale, tip it over to the right. And coming onto your fingertips as you lift that left leg, coming onto your hand. Tap the floor. Breathing in. Exhale, lift. Tap, breathe in. Exhale, lift. Tap one more time, breathe in. Exhale, lift. And lower. We're going to slowly make our way back up. Breathing in. Coming over to the left. Exhaling. Stretching it over to the right. Take a breath. Over to the left. Take a breath. Over to the right. Take a breath. Bringing our hands back down. Slowly walking them back around. As we do that, our knee comes back around. You can unroll that mat if you had it bent. Coming back to our tabletop. From here, knees are under hips, feet are flat. We're going to slowly walk our hands out, bringing our chest towards the mat and forehead towards the mat. Coming into puppy pose. Deep breath in. Exhale. If you find your upper back is tight, you can widen your arms a little bit. Take a deep breath. One more breath. And let's slowly lift. We're going to slowly walk, baby walk those hands in. Coming back to tabletop. We're going to take a deep breath in, right arm twist to the sky, and then exhale, thread that needle underneath that left arm. We're going to come right onto our right ear and our right shoulder. We're going to lift that left arm up to the sky. Bring it around the back. See if you can grab the opposite thigh. If not, you can place your hand on the small of your back. Breathing. Bring that left hand back up towards the sky. And this time we're going to bring it right back to the shoulder area, where our shoulder, right under our shoulder. And then walk that hand out straight ahead. See if you can then maybe slide out the left leg. Breathing. Gently bringing in that left leg, bringing in that left arm right under our shoulder. We're going to slowly lift up, twisting that right arm to the sky, coming back to tabletop. Let's take it to the other side. Left arm twist open, breathe in. Exhale, threading that needle. Coming onto our left shoulder and our left ear. That right hand, you see it's right under my shoulder? I'm going to lift it to the sky. And then I'm going to wrap it around and grab the opposite thigh, or keep it on the small of my back. Take a few breaths. Bring that right arm to the sky. Bring it back down to where it was, under the shoulder, and walk that hand right out in front. Peeking under that armpit. Bringing a little weight to the left leg, we're going to slide out the right leg straight, coming onto the ball of that foot. Breathing. Being aware of our core. Slowly bring that leg in, bringing that hand in, pushing off with that hand, twisting open, left arm to the sky, coming back to tabletop. Let's go ahead and sit back on our heels, knees come together, hero's pose. Right arm comes out, slide that left arm right down to the wrist. Take a breath, bringing it in towards your chest. And release. Left arm comes up. Slide that right hand right down to the wrist. Bring it in towards your chest. Take a breath. And release. Interlacing the fingers behind your back. Bringing the shoulder blades together. Trying to get those hands down to the mat. Opening the chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release. Coming back to your tabletop. Curling those toes. Come right into your first downward dog. Pedal those feet. Feeling how tight those legs are. Make sure you're breathing. It's very important to breathe the entire practice, but even more so when you're upside down in any position like downward dog, forward fold. Never hold your breath. Sorry, I have a hair. I wasn't actually trying to reach back there. Pedal it out one more time, breathing. And work on getting that tailbone up towards the sky. So in order for me to do that, I tuck my pelvis up towards the sky. That gives me a nice long spine. It does make my heels come up further, and then I just push down, sink down with my heels. You can also have a bend in your knees. If you're struggling in downward dog, try playing with it. Make your stance shorter. Make it a little wider if it feels funny. On our next breath in, right leg comes high. 3-legged dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to bring it right up between those hands. So lift that knee towards your chest. Step it up. Lower down. Slowly begin to rise by squeezing those inner thighs. Breathing in, arms overhead. Exhale, sink to that front hip. Interlacing those fingers, placing them behind your back. We're gonna push back with that head, open that chest, breathing in. Exhale, tip the right elbow down towards the floor, left elbow comes to the sky. Come back through center, inhale. Exhale, tip it over to the left, right elbow comes to the sky. Coming back through center, open that chest, breathe in, and exhale, release. Frame that front foot, pop up on the back foot. Hands come flat on the mat now. Slide that leg back to your plank. Hands come super wide, spread those fingers. If you need to modify, drop your knees down, lift those feet up. We're gonna do chaturanga. Take a big deep breath in. Come forward on those toes. Exhale, elbows in at your side. Flip those feet. Rise up, upward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly turn to your left. Bring the right foot behind you on the ball of that foot. And then I'm going to lift up those hips. And lift that right arm over right ear. Breathing. Maybe you open that chest to the sky. Take one more breath. Slowly sit down on that hip. Hands to the mat. Begin to turn onto your belly. Bringing hands down by your side. Zipping those feet up. Neck in line with your spine. So third eye to the mat. We're going to be aware of our core. So lift that belly button. We're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift everything. Hips push into the mat. Roll those shoulders open. Take a breath. And lower down. Hands come under. Rise up to your plank. Widen those fingers. Looking down at the mat. If you need to modify, drop your knees down. We're going to take a big breath in. Come forward on those tippy toes. Exhale, elbows in at your side. Flip those feet. Rise up, upward facing dog. Deep breath in. Turning on the right, bringing that left ball of the foot behind me. As I exhale and lift my hips. Lift my left arm over my left ear. Maybe I turn my chest open to the sky. And breathe. One more breath. Slowly sit down on that hip. Turning, coming back to your belly. Hands down below by your side. Neck in line with your spine. We're going to take a deep breath in. Pushing down, being aware of the core. Exhale, lift everything. Hips are pushing into the mat. Take a breath. And lower. Hands down under your shoulders, curling those toes. Slowly coming into your downward dog. Take a breath. Pedal those feet. Take one more breath. tucking that tailbone up towards the sky, sinking those heels down towards the mat. We're going to lift that left leg to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift that knee towards your chest, coming forward, shoulders over those wrists. Step it up. Lower down, flatten that back foot. Squeeze those inner thighs, slowly begin to rise up. Breathing in, arms overhead. Exhale, sink into that front hip. Interlace those fingers behind your head. Pushing back to open that chest. Breathe in. Exhale, tip it over to the left, right elbow to the sky. Coming back through center, breathe in. Tip it over to the right now, left elbow to the sky. Exhale. Coming back up through center, open that chest one more time. Breathing in, and exhale, release. Pop up on that back foot. Hands come flat on the mat. Slide that foot back to your plank. Coming right into downward dog. Pedal it out. Breathe. We're going to step the right foot up behind the right hand and the left foot up behind the left hand. Turn them out slightly. And we're going to slowly sit down into your yogic squat. Bringing those elbows on the inside of those knees. If your heels are coming up, maybe you need to widen your stance a bit. Tailbone towards the mat, chest is open. Breathing. Slowly rising up, hands to the mat. Feet come back straight forward, or how you normally would stand, as I like to say. We're going to bring one hand under the right foot so that your toes come right to where your wrist bends. And then we're going to do the other side. Slowly let your head hang. We're going to bend, bringing belly to thighs, and then straighten. Bend and straighten. It's just a small bend. Bringing the belly to the thighs, and then straighten, but still keeping a micro bend in the knees. We don't want super straight legs here. Bend one more time, and straighten. To get out of this, we're going to bring a little bit of weight to the right foot, lift the left, and that hand comes free. And then we're going to lift the other one so that hand comes free. And then we're going to come into our forward fold. Breathing. Slowly beginning to rise. Deep breath in. Arms overhead. Exhale. Hands to heart. We're going to do, I don't know if we should do tree pose or, I think we'll do tree pose today. If you want a little bit of a challenge, if you've got your tree pose down and you want a challenge, you can step on your block. Doing any balancing pose on your block just makes it 10 times harder because it's like a balance beam that you're trying to balance on. The floor gives you much more stability. So if you want a challenge, be my guest. If not, please just do it the normal way. You can also use a wall or the back of a chair to hold on to if you're still working on getting your balance going. So let's start off on the left side. You want to lift all 5 toes on your left foot and then lower them down one at a time so they're nice and spread. Standing up nice and tall, long spine, tailbone tucked in. You're going to place your right foot where it's comfortable, anywhere but the kneecap, so you don't want to place it anywhere where you're going to wobble and fall. I mean, if you're holding onto a chair or a wall, that's different. I'm already wobbling. See, doing this on a block is hard. It's not easy. Takes a lot of balance. So place your right foot wherever it's comfortable. Find your focus. Hands come to your heart. Be aware of your core. And make sure you're breathing. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring your arms over your head. Breathing. I'm telling you, it's so much harder to balance on a block. Like, my ankle is wobbling a mile a minute here. So that breath that you hear me breathing is the Ujjayi breath with a small restriction in the back of your throat that sounds like the ocean or Darth Vader. And to come out of tree, we're going to bring our knee front and slowly lower it down. So that is the goal, is to be able to hold these balance poses for a good amount of time. Like, that was not that long. Believe it or not. I know, it seemed like forever, but it wasn't. Trust me. Let's take it to the other side. So, no matter if you're using a block or not, lift all 5 right toes and then lower them down one at a time. Standing up nice and tall, shoulders down away from your ears, not up here. Placing your left foot where it's comfortable. Hands come to your heart. Make sure you're finding your focal point. Don't take your eyes off of it. Make sure you're breathing. So Ujjayi breath is breathing in through your nose, out through your nose with a small restriction. See, I took my eyes off my focal point. A small restriction in the back of your throat. It's one of my favorite breaths just because the sound of it reminds me to breathe. I don't know how to explain it. Oh, this is so hard, you guys. If you want to challenge yourself, bring your arms over your head. There I go. All right, enough of the block. So wherever you are, I mean, it's insane how much harder it is on a block. You would think it would be easier, but it's not. I mean, I can hold this forever. Give me 2 more breaths. To come out of it, we bring our knee front and slowly lower down. Hands to heart. All right, let's bring arms overhead. Slowly, we're gonna sit back down. Lower down. Hang on 1 second. Everybody lay down on your back. Sorry, thought I heard something. My bad. Let's lay down on our back. 1 vertebrae at a time. Hands under your glutes. We're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. Halfway, take a breath. Lower down a little more. Take a breath. Come back up. Halfway, take a breath. Come back up. Lower down halfway, take a breath. Again, take a breath. Come back up halfway. And again. Breathing on your own. One more time. Hug those knees in. couple more hip openers, hip circles, just to massage the back. And right leg comes up. Walk it up, knee to nose. Breathing. And lower it down. Left leg comes up. Walk it up. Knee to nose. Breathing. And bring it down. All right. Coming right into our corpse pose today. I've kept you guys long enough. And I'm trying to shorten up these videos to get used to March. So get nice and cozy. Release any tension anywhere, like letting go of your glutes, releasing the tension in your jaw, sinking into your mat, closing your eyes. We're just going to take a few moments and breathe. Just meditating, cooling down. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale. Everybody wiggle your toes and your fingers. We're going to bring our right arm overhead. Left leg bends, foot flat on the mat. We're going to slowly turn to the right. Left hand can be used as a kickstand, coming into your fetal position. Take a moment, just take a breath. Feeling very comfortable in this position. And let's slowly begin to rise up, coming into our comfortable seat. If you want to sit up, well, if you want to sit up on a block, go for it. And you can also sit how we started, placing one leg over the other, using that towel to fill in that space. It feels really good, just opens up those hips. Let's sit up nice and tall, shoulders down away from your ears. We're going to do 2 ohms. Take a deep breath in. One more deep breath in. Give yourself a smile, hands to heart, gently opening your eyes. So I found out that when you chant, like especially the Om, you're calling to your chakras, which I did not know. I just recently found this out, so I think that's really cool. I love that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me today for day 27. I hope to see you for tomorrow and then the 29th. We only have 2 more practices left, and then March. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste. You might want to sit in that towel position for, a little longer. Bye.